Day 6 of dividing decimals, we'll be looking at solving problems by working backwards. So our expectation for this lesson is to apply a working backward strategy to solve problems that involve dividing decimal numbers by one-digit numbers. So we have some success criteria that we can ask ourselves to make sure that we can be successful. Number 1, do I understand the problem? So do I fully understand what the problem is asking me? Do I know how to work backwards when given a total? And finally, did I answer the question fully? So for our first question, we're going to be solving the problem together. So I bought 4 bags of apples. There are 39 apples in all. The large bag has 12 apples. The 3 other bags all have the same number of apples. How many apples are there in the small bags? And then we have to explain how we solve the problem. So the first thing we have to do is figure out how many apples we have in all. So we know altogether, all 4 bags give us 39 apples. Okay, that's the total number. We have 1 large bag that has 12 apples. And then 3 other bags all have the same number of apples. So we're trying to figure out what is the number in each of these 3 bags. So the first thing we have to do is subtract the number of these apples from the 39 total apples to figure out how many are in the 3 bags altogether. So let's do that. We're going to do 39 subtract 12. So when we carry that out, our answer is 27 because 9 subtract 2 is 7, and then 3 subtract 1 is 2. So we have 27 apples in the 3 bags. So 3 bags, we have 27, okay? So 27 is the number of apples we have in the 3 bags. So how do we figure out how many apples are in each bag? Well, we know we have 3 bags, and altogether they have 27 apples. Therefore, to find out how many we have in each, we need to divide 27 by 3. And we know that 3 goes into 27 9 times. Therefore, there are 9 apples in each of the small bags. And there we go. We have answered our question fully. And our question was, how many apples are there in the small bags? And there are 9 apples in each of the small bags. So we see that we worked backwards with this problem because we were given a total number. So we were given 39 apples. And we were given an amount that we had to subtract by and then divide by. So usually we're given word problems where we have to figure out the total. But here, we're trying to figure out what we had to start. So now we figured out we had 9 apples in each of the small bags. Now, in solving the problem, we subtracted and then divided. So we know the total number, and we had to find the number in each small bag. Therefore, we worked backwards from what we knew to what we had to find out. So we found out that there are 9 apples in each of the small bags. Now, it's our job to look at a problem and working backwards with decimals. So now let's try solving a similar problem that involves decimal numbers. So let's say that the mass of the 4 bags of apples is 8.2 kilograms. The larger bag has a mass of 2.8 kilograms. What is the mass of each of the 3 smaller bags? And then explain your strategy. So what we can do now is figure out what our total is. So we know that our total is 8.2 kilograms. So now we can work backwards. We can work backwards because we know that there is a larger bag that has 2.8 kilograms. So we can subtract 8.2 and 2.8. And what's that answer? 5.4. Because we can't subtract 8 from 2, so we have to take 1 from the 8, make that a 7, and do 8 minus 12, and then 7 subtract 2. So we have 5.4 kilograms is the mass of the 3 bags altogether. Now we have to try to figure out what is the mass of each single small bag. And how do we do that? We need to divide 3 by 5.4. So we know that 3 goes into 5 once. And our next step then is to multiply out 1 times 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. And we must subtract from 3. And then our answer is 2. And then we bring down our 4. And then how many times, sorry about that, does 3 go into 24? And we know that 3 times 8 is 24. So we put our 8 up there above the 4. And then multiply out 8 times 3, which is 24. We subtract out 24, subtract 24, which is 0. So we have no remainders, but we forgot about our decimal. So we must add our decimal. Therefore, our answer is 1.8 kilograms. So now we know that there's 1.8 kilograms in each small bag. So let's answer that question fully. And there we go. We answered our question fully. So the mass of each small bag is 1.8 kilograms. The strategy we used is to work backwards from what we know to what we had to find out by subtracting and then dividing. So we knew that the total mass of all the bags was 8.2 kilograms. We knew the large bag was 2.8, and our question was to find out the mass of the smaller bags. So what we had to do was subtract the mass of the large bag from the total mass to get what the total mass is of the 3 bags. And then we had to divide the mass of the 3 bags by 3 to find out what the mass is of one single small bag. And our answer was 1.8. So now, boys and girls, it is now your turn to do a problem by yourselves and get it done for class tomorrow. So complete the following question. Jessica's family is shipping a package that has a total mass of 7.7 kilograms. There are 5 items in the package. One of the items has a mass of 4.5 kilograms. The 4 smaller items are equal in mass. What is the mass of each of the 4 smaller items? So again, grade 6s, make sure you get this question done for our next class.